What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, aka Benny P, with another Minecraft video. And today we are going to be looking at this thing behind me, which is a block switcher that pushes the block flush with the wall when you pick which block you want. And let me show you guys how this works. First off, before we get into this video, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the support. We're above 400 subs and we've been killing it right now. So if you're not one of those guys that are sub, go ahead and hit that sub button, hit the bell, and you will never miss a video from me, aka Benny P. Also, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know how this works for you guys. It looks very complicated behind me, but it's actually not that bad. So let me show you guys exactly what this does. So if we flick this lever, you will see that block will retract and it will start switching the blocks. And basically what's happening is we have 4 regular pistons pushing around all of these blocks in a square. So once we figure out the block we want to use, we can flick this lever and boom, now we have a crafting table we can use. We flick the lever again, it retracts and then pushes the next thing in. And boom, now we can get storage out of this barrel, and so on and so forth. We can use a furnace. You can have all the different types of furnaces in here if you like. And yeah, this is just a really cool way to have a bunch of different usable blocks in this one spot. And so let's talk about how the redstone works here. So basically we have a furnace clock here that this furnace has one item inside of it. It gets pushed around in a circle. This comparator checks to see if there's an item inside of it. So when the actual furnace gets pushed here, then this reads that it has an item. It powers this block, which powers this piece of redstone and powers this repeater, which powers the piston that pushes it around in a circle. And then on top, on these blocks, when they get powered, they push this sticky piston with a redstone block, and then it pushes this sticky piston with a redstone block and it hits this line and makes the line go. And then we have 3 of those lines and one that goes straight into a repeater with a torch tower here that goes up to the first piston. So I know that sounded really complicated, but once we build this, you guys will see how stinking easy this is. It is not hard at all. If I can figure it out, you guys can do it. I promise you. If I can build this thing, you guys can build it too. It's not that bad, and this is my own personal design. I'm pretty proud of it, so we'll have some future things coming in the channel on what you can use this for even cooler things in the future. But for now, we have this simple block switcher, and that is all it will be for this episode, or for this tutorial. But let me go ahead and start to show you guys how to build this. Alright guys, one last thing I forgot to tell you guys about this system is do not use gravity blocks. So anything that you can place and it will fall, you don't want to use those blocks because they will mess up this piston. This system, with the way that pistons currently work, they can fall into the piston head. So when we're pushing up blocks, they'll fall into the piston head and they will mess up your whole system. So this is for 1.14. I don't know if this will change in 1.16, but you do not want to put any gravity blocks into the system. Any gravel, sand, anvils, anything that has gravity, do not put it into the system. It will break the system. So if you notice, we went down 2 blocks here. We dug in 2 blocks and we're still not floor level. So if you actually wanted to be floor level, you would have to dig in 4 blocks, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'd have to dig down 4 blocks so that this is your floor right here, because this is the floor on our build. And then one more thing is you could cover up this piston here if you wanted to with blocks. Because you'd still be able to stand here, but you will need like obsidian or glazed terracotta, some kind of immovable block here to make sure that the pistons don't shoot out items toward you. So this is needed, obsidian or glazed terracotta or something, but you could close off the top here where you don't see that piston. So yeah, just a note about what you can do with the design part of this, and you can use any blocks here you like. Any building blocks you want. So what are you going to need to build this thing? Is probably your next question. So you're going to need a good bit of building blocks. Probably a stack is enough. Also a good bit of redstone. I would say a stack is enough. 8 pistons, 7 sticky pistons, 6 blocks of redstone, 4 redstone comparators, 1 lever, 1 redstone repeater, and 4 obsidian and 2 redstone torches, and then 7 blocks that you want to switch of any type. And then one more thing to show you about the mechanics here is when we flick this lever, the thing that pushes out the blocks is this sticky piston right here. So we have a sticky piston that retracts and then allows this item to go around. But when we flick the lever, it pushes the item to the center, and then you have it flush with the wall like that. Also, this redstone line runs down to this piston right here and blocks the circulation of the furnace. So this kind of is the off switch and the extend block switch. And then of course, if we do it, it will keep going. So kind of a cool feature here. Kind of has 2 purposes, but I'll show you guys how to build that as well. So what you want to do first is, like I said, if you're on your own world, you probably want to dig down 4. But since we are in a super flat world, we don't have that many blocks to build down. So we'll just do like we did here and go down by 2. And what you want to have is a 4x4 square starting down by 2. So I'll show you what that means right now. So we'll just do this. Let me grab my building blocks so I can show you guys exactly what we need. So there's a 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. And then we need to go 4 this way. 1, 2, 3. Actually, that's 4 right there. So then just dig out this square here, and you can lay in all your blocks like you want, just to mark out the spaces we're going to be using for our redstone. And we should end up with a 4x4 center, just like that. Now what I would do is I would take your furnace, and I would plop that down in the center. And then I would grab your pistons. So your pistons, first off, put 1 here to push it that way, and then you're going to need a comparator. So this is kind of the circuit we're going to use to push this with. So grab your comparators, grab your redstone repeaters, and your redstone dust. And I'm just going to switch these so it's a little easier to do. And that should work. All right, now what you want to do is you want to get a comparator straight out of that. Dig in these blocks as well, and I like to go ahead and put in blocks there. And this comparator is going to run straight into a solid block. Once you have that, put a redstone dust here, and a repeater straight into that. No ticks there would be perfect. And now if we place 1 item inside of here, you will see that that furnace will now move, and that's exactly what we want. So now we want to push the furnace this way. So we're going to need a piston here, and then a comparator here like we did over there. And then we'll break down these couple of blocks just like so. And we'll put a solid block here, repeater here, and a redstone right there. And that is your clock halfway done. So now we just need to do that 2 more times. So again, now we want to push this way to push it in a square. So we're going to need a comparator here, break these blocks, just like I do on screen. And 1 solid block there, and then a repeater here and redstone dust right there. That will move it this way. And now we need to do that 1 more time, and then we should be good. So let's see, comparator there into a solid block with a redstone repeater here and 1 block right there. And you should see that this should go on forever now, around and around and around in a circle. Now what you need to do is you need to figure out which side you want your front to be. You're going to have this kind of like star pattern. So figure out which side you want your front to be. I want my front to be right here. I'm just going to replace this with a solid block, and then I'm going to put that going into a solid block just like this, and a repeater here. And so you should see that you have a repeater going this way, which powers this piston and pushes this around, and then you have a repeater going this way that powers this block. Now is when you're going to need your redstone torches. So if we put a redstone torch right there, you see it will flick on and off, and that's exactly what we want. Now put a solid block on top of that one and a redstone torch on top of that. And you should see that invert that redstone torch, and that's exactly what we want. Now we can put in our first piston right on top of this redstone torch. And you should see it extending just like this, and that looks perfect. Looks like we went one block in front of that one, but it doesn't really matter for your guys' purposes. That should be perfectly fine. All right, so now how do we do the redstone for the other 3 lines? So basically what you want to do is you're going to put in some sticky pistons with redstone blocks. So go ahead and grab your sticky pistons and put 1 in every spot that I put. So just like that, your frontmost block shouldn't have anything on it. Other 3 should have sticky pistons on them. So now you can put redstone torches on top of those, or in front of those sticky pistons, and they should extend like you see on your screen, just like this. So you'll see one at a time, they're going to extend across, and that is perfectly fine. And right now, to just stop the flow, if you don't want this stuff going while you're working on it, you can just throw in a temporary lever right here, and you can power that, and that will stop the flow of everything. Okay, now what we need to do is grab our sticky pistons again, and we're going to place sticky pistons in 3 spots. 1 there, 1 here, and 1 right here. And if we flick this on, you should see that those 3 go in different synchronization, just like that. If we flick that back, now you can put your solid blocks on top of these, and you should have something that looks just like this. And that looks perfect. That is most of your redstone done, guys. Now all we need to do is we need to put in all of our pistons and then connect up the redstone lines to our pistons. So we know we're going to need a piston. We're basically doing 3 blocks. So 1, sorry, let me place this one here. 2, 3. So we're going to need a piston facing this way right here that's going to push into this line. So let's go 2 past that one with a temporary block, and we're just going to put a piston here facing this way, just like that. And that should be perfect. So there's one of our pistons. And then also I would go ahead and start putting in your obsidian. So you're going to need obsidian in front of this piston head, just like so. And then you're also going to need a piece of obsidian under this block here. So you should have something that looks like that, and that looks perfect. Okay, now what we can do is we can connect up this first line. So you can see this one comes off the one furthest to the right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go here and then down 1 block like this. And I believe that's, no, we need to go 1 lower with that, because when we extend, this block has to be 1 block above the redstone. So you need to make sure your redstone's flush with that. And then you're just going to go up 1 more with this. So temporary block there, you can get rid of that. And then you'll have a piece of redstone just like this. And now when we flick this lever, you'll see that this piston extends, then this piston extends, and that's exactly what we want. So you should have something that looks like this right now. And that is perfect. So now we need to do our next piston. That is going to be the piston that I believe this one is going to push down. Yes. So we need to go up 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more. And we're going to put a piston facing straight down. And actually it should be where this block is. So let's put another temporary block up here. And then place your piston facing straight down, just like so. And this is going to push down, and then that one's going to push over, and this one's going to push up. And so we can get rid of that block, and then we will need a piece of obsidian right here, because our next piston is going to be pushing that way. So we can get rid of these temporary blocks for now. And then we want to run our 3rd line, which is going to be this one, up into that piece of that piston to extend it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have 1 block here, just like that. And then we can continue off to the left with our other blocks. So go up by 1 here, over by 2. And then we can just stair step all the way up to this piece of obsidian, just like I do on screen. And that looks perfect. So now we can put a redstone line, just like I do on screen, all the way up to this one. Now, if we flick the lever, you should see that you will get all 3 pistons in sync, pushing around in a circle. That is absolutely perfect. So now we can flick this lever again, and then we can do our last circuit, which is for our 3rd piston that will come straight up and straight out, and then straight up onto the top of this and across. So now might be a good time to go ahead and build out your area so you can see where everything goes. So I just did 2 to each side of the center block, just like this. And then I went up by, let's see, I went up by 4 here, just like so. And you can do that as well, all the way up by 4. And then I made this my solid roof here, just like I do on screen will work. And then you can make a floor right here. We'll just extend our floor out a little bit. Okay, now what you can do is you can take your regular piston and you're gonna want to put a regular piston right here. So if we put a solid block here, actually, sorry, you're gonna want your regular piston to be right there. So what you're gonna actually wanna do is you can put in a temporary block here to help you place this, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your piston right there. So go ahead and place your piston facing straight towards you like so, and that will be perfect. And then you need 1 piece of obsidian right here, just like that. And that is perfect for your last piston. Now we need to run the redstone line for that piston. So what you're gonna do is run a couple blocks just like this, straight out this way, and this line should light up. And then once we get all the way to the edge here, we're gonna start towering up here to the top. So you can even do this way if you like, and tower all the way down to that block, all the way down here. And that right there should work. We'll just connect up to this block. We can get rid of these temporary blocks. And now all we need to do is run this redstone line straight up to the top, just like so. And that should extend that piston, and that's exactly what we want. Now, if we flick this lever, you will see that all 4 of our pistons are pushing. We have our blocker blocks in the right spot, and that is pretty much the redstone all the way done. Now all we have to do is do this one last little piece that's gonna stop this from running. So what I would do is come around this side, grab yourself a lever, just like I do on screen, and you can plop that lever in right here, and you can even turn it on right now if you like. And now what we're gonna need to do is right behind that block, we'll place a block just like this. So that's on that level, so we placed a block right under it, and then a redstone repeater coming straight out of that. Then we need 1 piece of redstone dust here, and let me check that. Why is that different? Oh, we should have won. So don't do what I did here. Let's actually break this. That's not quite correct. We want to go up with this one right here, I believe. Let's check what we do here. Yeah, so we actually want to go up right here like this until we get all the way up. So start staring from the bottom instead of the top like I did, because you want to make sure you have enough room for this line to go in. So now that should be correct now. If we put this all back, then you should see, yeah, your pistons are still extending, and that's actually how you want to steer this one over here. So sorry about that. Make sure you fix that on this, but it should be fine now. And now what we want to do is we're just going to stair step down to here, just like I do on screen. Let's see. Nope. You want to go 1 over with this last one. Sorry. So you need to come right here with that, and then keep staring down until you get to that spot. I believe that is correct. No, we can go to this one. Sorry. I'll get that here in a second, guys. All right. So yeah, we're going to stair step down from here. So 2 out this way, 1 down, and then 1 over right here. And then that will power that piston when we flip on this lever, which is already flipped on. So now we can do this right here, and that will stop the clock just like that. That is perfect. All right, now all we're missing is we are missing our sticky piston to push out the block. So let's grab a sticky piston, put in those 2 temporary blocks just like I did, and then you're just gonna put your sticky piston straight, oh, not that way. It might be easier for me to go around to do this. So you're just gonna put your piston pushing straight in like that, and it should push flush with the door. Just like that, that looks perfect. Now, your redstone actually is all done, guys. If we flick this off, you'll see that that will retract and all of your pistons will go around in a circle. So now what I would do is I would grab the items that you want to rotate. So we're gonna have a crafting table, a barrel, a burr stand, a stone cutter, a furnace, a blast furnace, smoker, and that is our 7 items right there. So what I would do is just flick once and then go ahead and put in your first item and then flick again. Actually, that's not going to work. So what you're actually going to want to do is go ahead and load them in the way you would want to, like this. So you're going to have to put in your first one, flick it like that, and then put in your next item that you want to push here. This one actually might be kind of challenging to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it right there. And then let's see. Yeah, we can put our stone cutter right here. Okay, perfect. So our first item is going to be our crafting table, then then brewing stand, then stone cutter, and then your barrel, and then we're going to do our 3 furnaces after that. So I'm going to put in 1 furnace on top of this barrel, make sure it points the right way, another furnace here, and then we need 1 more furnace in front of that one, and that should be our blocks all loaded in. Now if we flip this lever, we should see that stuff starts rotating in just like so. We got a barrel, we got our furnace, we got our other furnace, and anytime we want to, we can flip this lever and extend out the item we want to use. So yeah, that is sorry guys, I sounded a little surprised there, but yeah, that is pretty much the thing all done. It is not that hard to build. I know it seems really complicated, but yeah, I just showed you how easy it is to build and it works great. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you never miss a video from me, aka Benny P. And go ahead and hit that like and leave a comment. Let me know how I did with this awesome block switcher. And keep up the support, guys, and I'll keep up making awesome videos for you. And more to come in the future with this design, and you guys will want to see that. So stay tuned for some more cool stuff with this block switching design. But I just wanted to get the base one out there so you guys could start using it if you want, and then we will build onto this later. And another quick note here is we can make this even 1 block bigger or a couple blocks bigger. It doesn't have to be only 7 items. We could go up from that. So in the next tutorial, I'll show you how to make this a little bigger, as well as do some other cool things with these block switching. So that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.